Poetry has a way of opening our eyes to the beauty and the complexity of life. On today's program, The Book with Susie, we are reflecting on The Eye, which is a collection of 53 poems that challenges us to look deeper. Join me as we explore this thought-provoking collection of poems with Dr. Samuel SIBEN, delving into themes of perception, insight, and human experiences. You're welcome, Doctor.
I am pleasured. Thank you so much.
This is the second time I'm having you on this set. How do you feel?
Well, I feel at home. I'm happy.
I like that. I like
much.
the way you always put it, you know.
Yeah.
And as I said the last time, I like the smile.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and I hope that those who are watching us today will eventually put on a bright smile as they watch this edition of the book. Well, today we are looking at The Eye. What inspired you to write The Eye?
Well, the eye sees. I look at the metaphorical way of looking at the world. The eye, like God, sees everywhere. So I am in the society. So of course, the thematics that we find in the book, the different realities that we find in this eye are things that are ongoing. So I said to myself, why not talk of an invisible eye that can see? Even if you get right into the depth of waters, it's going to fetch you there and expose what is happening in the society.
Okay.
So that's my source of inspiration.
Okay. Therefore, let's look at the title itself, The Eye. What inspired The Eye, and how does it relate to the themes explored in these poems?
Well, The Eye, as it goes, inspired me so much because looking at the life of my mother, who is called Elizabeth, the experiences that she went through for the time she has been in Yaoundé, it's like, well, there is nothing that is hidden. She's been through a lot of pain, been through a lot of hardship, difficulties, trouble, and finally she triumphed. So I said to myself, why not bring up something that is reflecting her realities, her experiences, the socio-political experiences that we have in Cameroon. As a young man who grew up in a family of people struggling, well, going into the society, you're able to see what is happening. So the eye peaks. The eye does a panoramic view of what you have out there. And that is why the different titles of poems, 53 of them, when you read them, you are so very blessed to have like a television set in front of you that permits you to visualize what's happening.
Tell me, how do you approach the writing process for poetry compared to other forms?
Yeah, thank you. That's a very pertinent question. I believe that as a writer, you should be able to look at all the forms. It's true there are many people who really shy from poetry because we have stories that poetry is difficult. But somebody says that poetry is a spontaneous overflow of emotions recollected in perfect tranquility. So to me, it's a very entertaining genre because at one point when I want to write, I go to a quiet place, a silent place, and I begin to recollect and I write it. And I'm very, very fluent in that genre. I love it so much, if I should say. And that permits me to put whatever I write down in a very succinct way. That's why you see different poems you can have. I use the free verse form that it's not static, it is dynamic. You have sonnets, for example, which are religious poems. And when you read them, of course, you have to get an impression that even if you are not in Cameroon or in Africa, you're able to know what is actually happening. So I flow with poetry, and that doesn't mean that I don't use other genres. Like I still have some works that are unpublished. I have a prose text that is coming up, and I think that writers should be very eloquent in all the genres, and that's what I'm doing.
Okay, that's amazing.
Thank
Well, we're going to we're going to continue with our discussion. It's time for us to have the foreword, and we are glad to have Mrs. Ndifon, Dr. Mrs. Ndifon Ita, who happens to be the National Pedagogic Inspector for English Language.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wrote the foreword of the I, and she presents this for us to watch.
Pain is a universal and timeless theme, true to people of all generations and of all races. In the depths of human experience, where pain and joy, struggle and triumph entwine like the threads of a rich tapestry, lies the profound beauty of Samuel's poetry. This collection, a masterful weaving of words and emotion, invites us to embark on a journey of discovery, reflection, and catharsis. Through the lenses of pain, womanhood, motherhood, oppression, disappointment, tradition, immorality, lives of celebrities, and resilience, Samuel's poems confront us with the complexities of the human condition. With unflinching honesty and vulnerability, he lays bare the struggles of the marginalized, the silenced, and the oppressed, yet simultaneously celebrates the strength, courage, and beauty that emerge from these experiences. These poems are not just a reflection of our collective humanity. They are also a testament to the transformative power of art. Samuel's words, imbued with a deep sense of empathy, compassion, and justice, challenge us to confront our own pains, biases, privileges, and complacencies. They urge us to listen, to feel, and to act, to become agents of change in a world that often seems too broken, too cruel, and too unjust. As you delve into these pages, I invite you to surrender to the emotions, images, and ideas that Samuel's poetry evokes. Allow yourself to be moved, to be challenged, and to be transformed. For, in the words of these poems, you will find a mirror held up to our shared humanity. A humanity that is at once fragile, resilient, and profoundly beautiful. I am confident that as you go through these poems, you will find a piece of yourself within them. That is solace, inspiration, and comfort in every line. When you close the pages of this collection, I hope you will carry a spark of hope, a flame of resilience, and a heart free of pain, but full of love with you wherever you go.
It's a delight to know that you're still there watching the book with Susie. Dr. Siben, they say poetry is written to challenge or change readers' perspectives. How are these poems going to do that?
Readers have different ways of accepting or assessing or interpreting poetry, the way you write. Well, you see, I write in a very down-to-earth manner. I try to demystify poetry. You see, in such a way that it makes it very easy for a reader to be motivated. And, you know, you cannot write what people do not live. Write the contemporary. And that is what I do. You see, you have historicity and history. That any writer that writes should have the purpose to change what is not going right. You don't just write because you get up one morning and decide to write, like they said in Portokwa. You should write what people live, their challenges, their difficulties. And anybody who reads, wherever he is, be it in a taxi, anybody who shares with the realities that are here, the person's mind should be able to be shaped. And that's what I do through even the thematics that we have. You have the intrinsic approach, a formalistic approach. When you read, I bring in the metaphors, I bring in the imageries, I bring in the personification and everything. Somebody should be able to write and even laugh out his lungs. Like when you look at the eye, the title of the text, the person that was printing this was frightened. Because he told me, what is this? The eye is really as if he's looking at me. I said, yes, it may be a divine eye seeing what you are doing. So just from the cover page, it's entertaining. It makes you to want to find out what is in this book. And my raison d'etre for doing it is that the society should change. We have people that are going through hardship, indescribable hardship. Some are taxi drivers, like we have the title of one point here, taxi driver. He has a PhD, but he's driving a taxi. So reading it, telling the society that it is not ended. If you have not yet got what you want, you have to push on, you have to move on, and someday you are going to have it.
Yes, you've talked about the taxi driver as one of the poems, but I want to find out from you which amongst the different poems resonates with you the most, and why?
Thank you so very much for that other pertinent question. Okay. Poem number 12.
Tiger Elizabeth.
Yes. Tiger Elizabeth. Elizabeth is my mother. She has been there for us. She has suffered. She used to get up at 4 a.m. to fry beignet for us to survive.
Okay.
And I
beignet
said,
beignet puff balls and beans.
Yes.
Okay.
She's well known in Yaoundé.
Okay.
You see, so she used to support our father so very much. Mom is an example of who a housewife should be and who a mother should be. So why not Tigress Elizabeth, but Tiger? Because she has gone beyond what a woman can do. Okay. So, and if you look at the intertextual dimension of this book, I was inspired by Bole Butaket's poem entitled, My Woman is a Tiger.
Okay.
So I said, but why is he writing this? So I read this poem and I saw that there is the strength of a woman that is depicted there. So I said, but this woman looks like my mother. Let me write and center on all her realities. And that is how it has been. And it cuts across so many things that we live. As a university lecturer, I see those things. I say, wow, this I was not actually just like that. God divinely gave me the thematic. And the poems reflect what we go through.
We need to take our vox pop. And this is the question. Have you ever experienced or witnessed racism or hopelessness? How did it affect you?
I witnessed a very hopeless situation when I was a student in a boarding school here in Cameroon, where an older student was always maltreating a younger one. Yeah, and this really touched me because I felt bad. I always saw that most of the time, this older student would bully the younger student, go and carry my bucket, do my laundry. I used to feel very bad, and I had to talk to my classmate. Like, you don't have to bully younger ones. You can do your laundry on your own. We're supposed to comfort younger ones and not bully them. And God being so kind, this older student listened to my advice. I also tried to comfort the younger student because she was really depressed. She was not really feeling fine. And we're in school, you know, in school you have to study.
I had a neighbor who got married to one Anglophone girl. The parents kept telling him to go and get a girl from their region so they could understand themselves better and they could be going back home together, coming from the same region. And unfortunately, they had 3 kids already, and he was trying to see how he could separate himself from the girl. And all he could do was neglecting her and putting her in on uncomfortable situations that she didn't like it at all. And the little girl kept crying all the time, and she really kept making me feel bad because she knocked at my door on several occasions trying to explain things that I could never imagine a mother or a father could do to another person's child. She had to leave the place. It really impacted me because we are one. I believe being an Anglophone or being a Francophone or coming from any part of Cameroon, we are all one. We shouldn't have this racism in us that if a girl or a man is not from our region, we can't make a couple. So it is really bad.
I'm so sure that you're taking delight watching the book with Susie, and of course we are looking at this other genre of writing, poetry. We have a poet in this house, Dr. Samuel SIBEN, and we are looking at The Eye, which is his publication. Since The Eye is a call to action, I believe so, because here you have highlighted several themes. We talk of racism, hopelessness, love, you just name them. So many themes highlighted here. So how can we support marginalized communities and amplify their voices?
We may not talk of marginalism at the point here, or you say, but the issue is this: where you get to the society, what happens there? Where you go to offices, what do you see? I grew up in a quarter where, because of my parents' social position, we were not at one point accepted. Remember, I go back to Tiger Elizabeth. It takes me back memory. I remember how we could not go to some places because at one point, well, these ones, they are just there. It's my mother fries makara, so you cannot go to some places. I think that we should not join to marginalize people or stigmatize them. Anybody who reads this work should be able to know that we are equal. Men like women. Whether you come from what angle of the society, you should be able to accept the other person that is by you, because peace is important. That's why there's another poem entitled Harsh Pain. In that harsh pain, I try to revisit history. What is the impact of history? What has history done? And you cannot talk of post-colonialism when you don't go back to see what happened before. So let us come back to our roots. And I think that our roots as Africans is to love as Christ did love, to accept people as Christ did accept people. And at the end of the day, my purpose for writing will be accomplished.
Okay. You are definitely an educationist.
Yeah.
And of course, you wouldn't have written these poems without touching on education. I see a certificate holder.
Yeah.
What is it about a certificate holder?
You see, today let me laugh a little bit.
Okay.
You see, it's not like ironical, but oftenly, many people do not prove their certificates.
Okay.
Yes, you go to an office and you ask a secretary to write a letter. It can be a formal letter. Her boss asks her to write a formal letter and she's unable to write the formal letter.
Okay.
But how did she get into that office? Of course, she deposited her files and she was recruited upon that. But when you look right deep, you see that in short, she doesn't testify that she has a certificate in that domain. So I'm trying to say that let's not cheat. Okay. You see, because many have certificates because they do not merit it, yes, but the certificates are there. They ask you construct just a little sentence, you're unable to, but you have a certificate. Well, let us work hard, okay, so that whatever comes our way, it's by meritocracy, not by other back ways.
Oh my goodness. That's just the magic about poetry, right?
Of course.
It's time for us to have on our shelf. And of course, we have Dr. Ayuvea Angelo. He's talking to us about something very special. And we just want to find out from him, what role does reading, play in personal growth or self-improvement? And as a lover of the book with Susie, you would definitely want to know these things.
What role does reading play in personal growth and self-improvement for me? For me, reading is like having mentors that I might never meet physically. Because every book you read is a different experience. And it's like a classroom. You're in a classroom learning from teachers that you might not have the opportunity to meet. And this has shaped my perspective. And of course, it has provided a lot of practical tools for me that has helped me a lot in my life as an individual. Be it in leadership, be it in managing my mind, managing my health, managing the health of other people, and the way I approach life generally, and pushing me from that excited state, that fear state. And I mean, it has provided tools. It provides tools depending on the direction you read. Okay, because each book is unique. Each book has a different story to tell. Each book has a different experience to be lived. So reading has done a lot for me. Leadership, personal growth, management, health, and what have you, in so many directions. And reading has also inspired me and helped me even the way I deal with situations in life. Okay, the way I deal with situations in life. Some things that might have made me maybe angry, might have made me maybe anxious, just because I've learned a lot of things from different books I've read. I will just have some tools. In this book, Hidden Healing Secrets, for example, you have tools there that can help you calm your mind down within a couple of seconds. Right? Let me take, for example, just the fact that you pause. I mean, you feel like you're getting angry and then you just stop for a second and then you breathe in and out. Just 5 breaths, for example. They just reset your mind. And where do you learn that? When you are reading books and then you hear stories of people. There are people that suffer from different chronic health conditions. People suffer from different health challenges. But the fact that they can read in a book and see how some principles were implemented and it did help the other person, it inspires you and helps you to grow right from within, not just externally. So, of course, reading plays a major role in personal growth and self-improvement.
Before we draw the curtains on this edition of the program, Dr. SIBEN, what emotions or thoughts do you hope readers take away from this collection?
Well, I think that some of the readers should cry. Yes, you should be able to cry.
Okay.
Some should have, you have joy. You have mixed feelings or mixed delight. We have changement. Because at the end of it all, after reading, if you cannot change, then the reading exercise wasn't important. So read, change, bring in changement for the society to actually be what it is. Today we have so many people that are lazy. Yes, I think that hard work too matters.
It pays.
And all along, I say in the pain, in the difficulties, in the crying, don't give up. Look ahead, forge ahead. The Lord will surely do it through the eye that sees you, that picks you, that doesn't forget you wherever you are.
The copies, where are they made available and how do they get to you?
Well, you can, you have a number there that you can call and you have the books, 651-9620-51. 651-9620-51. You can equally get it with Nya Publishers at Simeon.
Okay.
Very cheap.
When you say very cheap, how much?
You have a copy at 3,000 francs.
Okay, very cheap. Okay. This eye is watching. So you need to contribute to the change that we clamor for. And of course, the change that you need within you, within your home, within your community, and within the nation. Thank you for coming.
I'm the one to thank you, and I want to really thank you for the program. It's a mind-blowing program. It's doing a lot of transformation, and let God continue to energize you as you welcome and receive us here. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And of course, thank you for always being there. I hope that next Wednesday we're going to be together. Bye-bye.